Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Also, I have an Indiegogo campaign down in the description if you could check it out, and if you can donate, please share it. It would mean a lot to me. We're trying to save an animal sanctuary, and now let's get to today's recap. My fan is making me look like a supermodel today. So Rick and Madeline. Madeline goes to Rick's hotel room for updates on the Nina situation, and Madeline isn't happy that Rick left the blanket out because she thinks it's going to lead Nathan to all the wrong questions and even may lead him to find out that the evidence is manufactured and that Nina isn't as helpless as they all want people to think she is. So also Rick comes up with a plan that Nina is going to like hide the blanket or whatever, and Madeline says, oh, so now we're setting her up for evidence tampering, and Rick says, really? That's the part of this that gives you pause? And Madeline's like, well, it's too late to turn back now. But like, not really. You can turn back at any time. You don't have to ruin your daughter's life. You're just choosing to. Rick also, okay, so then at the end, Rick drops, oh, you know what? I'll tell you this part later. So at the police station, Nathan tells Jordan that he uncovered evidence in the Avery Corinthos kidnapping, and Nathan tells her that about the blanket and how Nina's husband wouldn't let him take it. So then Nathan is reluctant to get a warrant for the blanket, and Jordan says, well, if you're reluctant to follow through, then why bring this to me? And he's like, well, because I don't think Nina really kidnapped the baby. I think she's being set up. And I'm like, go, Nathan, you're literally hitting the ball on the head. Hitting the nail on the head? I don't know phrases. So Nathan tells Jordan that he thinks Rick Lansing is setting Nina up, and he sticks up for Nina and says he firmly believes that she's being set up. At Pier 52, apparently Dante has an informant on the pier. The police are working the pier very heavily. And Valerie shows up. She has food for the police officers, which is nice, I guess. Valerie tells Dante that she and Dylan are going on a date, and kind of, oh no, the way she phrases it, it's almost like she wanted Dante's approval to go out on the date with Dylan, and it just was weirding me out a little bit. At the Haunted Star, Dylan shows up, and Lulu tells Dylan that Luke left Port Charles, and Lulu's really upset and leans on Dylan, and then she apologizes and makes a remark, or apologizes for leaning on him, and makes a remark that, oh, if Dante had walked in. So then Lulu tells Dylan that Dante kissed Valerie, and Dylan's like, well, I wish I would have known that before, and Lulu's like, before what? So he tells her that he asked Valerie out on a date, and Dylan asks her if it bothers her because if it does, he won't go on the date and he'll end it before it starts, and she tells him to go, and it would actually be helping her distract Valerie if Valerie, you know, does have any lingering feelings for Dante, so she says she's okay with it. So, like, in that case, I can understand the wanting her approval because, like, they are friends and they have such a history, and Valerie, like, has kind of wronged Lulu in the sense, or, you know, well, we know that Valerie, like, went above and beyond. So for that, I can understand Dylan wanting to talk to her about that. But for Valerie to, like, ask Dante's approval, that's like, oh, let me just make sure you're still getting back together with your wife. You know what I mean? So then Dylan gives her the screenplay to read, and Dylan then arrives at the pier. Dante leaves, and Dylan and Valerie talk. Dante comes back to the Haunted Star. They talk about how Dylan and Valerie are going on a date. Great. Kiki and Morgan, and then just Morgan in general. So Kiki is officially leaving for the weekend, and there's a knock on the door, and Morgan's like, oh, you couldn't stay away, could you? And I'm like, Morgan, she's literally been away from you for 2 seconds. I think she can handle it. So he opens the door. Oh, yeah, he needs to get over himself, you know? So he opens the door, and it's Franco. Morgan wants Franco to leave, and Franco's like, no, we have to talk. And Franco starts yelling in the hallway about Morgan and Denise's extracurricular activities, and Morgan lets him in. So then Franco breaks it down when, you know, he was there, and Denise lied about Julie and Alexis, and now he knows that Morgan's making a fool of Kiki. So Franco says, you know, what I'm going to do with you, Morgan, and then he grabs a knife and says, I can think of something a little more final. So Morgan kind of stands up for himself and says he's not afraid of him, and that his father's just been looking for an excuse to take Franco out, and if he thinks he's got a shot, take it, otherwise leave. So Franco kind of backs down because he's like, well, I have my good shoes on, and by good shoes I mean my only shoes that don't already have blood on them. And then Morgan kind of goads him into it, and Franco's like, look, if you hurt Kiki, then I really will kill you. And then he leaves. At the hospital, Silas gets a message that Nina called and he's going to come clean about what he did. And then Kiki walks in. Kiki wants Silas to have dinner with Denise and Morgan while she's away. Okay. And then Kiki leaves and Silas makes a declaration to himself that he can't do this to Nina anymore and it's time for the truth to come out. So, Denise and Nina, all the most bizarre scenes, but also the most interesting. So, it'll be fun. So Nina arrives for breakfast. Ooh, the lady on the TV has chocolate cake. I want chocolate cake. Anyway, so Nina arrives for breakfast and she's going to leave immediately, and Denise tells her that Franco isn't over her. So Denise really lays it on thick, and Nina says maybe Franco was right about her, and maybe she can't trust herself, and her husband wouldn't want her talking about this. And Denise says that they're friends, and Nina can trust her, and and Denise believes in her. So then Denise tells her that Franco talks so highly of her and believes in her so much that's why Denise trusts her, because, you know, if Franco believes in her this much, then he can't be wrong about that, and also tells Nina to trust her heart and not her head, and that whatever is telling her that she's guilty, not to listen to it and to tune it out. So then Nina tells Denise about the complication that Rick is her lawyer, and Denise talks her into dumping Rick and going back to Franco. And then Nina tells Denise that she doesn't deserve her because, you know, she wanted to stab her sister's eyes out, but she likes her better. So then Nina leaves and arrives back at her and Rick's place just as Rick is about to burn the blanket. And Rick's like, oh my goodness, my wife, hello. And Nina's like, actually, I want a divorce. So I can't wait for tomorrow when it comes to that. Then Denise calls Franco and demands the flash drive, and Franco's in Scott's office getting it. And then Morgan arrives at Denise's, and then Silas walks into Scott's office and sees Franco sitting at the desk. Confusion, basically. That is it for today's General Hospital recap. As always, I hope you have a great day. I lost my train of thought right there. I won't be here Thursday and Friday. I'm pretty sure there's still going to be recaps up on this channel, though. I'm still getting that together, but I will see you tomorrow. Oh, I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow. It's 50-50. I'll let you know on Twitter. My Twitter's in the description. But I will 50-50 see you tomorrow. I hope you have a great day. Bye.